Hello, I'm Barbara Conniff, Client Experience Director, and I'm here to show you how to look more deeply at cancellations and reschedules to use Central Reach to identify whether you have BTs or clients who are in need of makeup appointments and when those appointments are actually going to be rescheduled. So I am going to share my screen to talk about some labels that we are using and then take you through the process of being able to do this with your clients of interest. What I have on the screen is an example of an appointment. It's just the medium body of the appointment when the client care coordinator sets it up. And you'll notice kind of in the middle lower, there's a section called single event labels. You can also use recurring event labels. But what I'm here to talk about today is, let's say I want to identify an appointment that I have scheduled as something that a BT is making up as a rescheduled appointment. Perhaps the BT or the client had to cancel, and we want to make sure that those appointments are made up. If a BT is canceling or a client, when the client care coordinator puts in the makeup appointment, the BT does need to say to the client care coordinator, "Hi, this is an appointment that I'm rescheduling because I canceled on my client the other day." And we will have already known that cancellation because we will have recorded it. And I'll talk about that in a moment, how we will know that. If a client cancels, it's our goal in client care coordinator world to be able to run reports that allow us to work those makeups to try to get those clients to reschedule. We may have to enlist the help of the BTs and the seniors in having conversations with clients to let them know that our expectation now is we do want their child to survive and thrive in therapy. We do want to change their lives. And that means that we do want to attempt with all means possible to make sure that if appointments don't happen, we can find room for them within the next couple of weeks, ideally. So that's an example of a rescheduled label. Here is what happens if we need to cancel an appointment. This is when you first go into the appointment. We can use this label called Makeup Appointment Unfilled. That means we need to search for makeup appointments and try to fill them, either because the BT says, yes, I'm going to have it filled, or no, I'm the client, I'm the person who needs to work it. Here's all of these hours that are not done. This is what this client is short this week or this month, and we're going to try to get some of those made up. Who do we need to work with? The other way we can use this is if we have makeup appointments that we need out there, we can say, okay, let's try and place a BT with that client, okay, to see if a substitute BT can be successful at making up with a client if a regular BT team member is unable to attend. So it's some tools for us to work with client cancels, and it's also a way for us to know and for you to know if BTs are canceling, that we know what they've canceled and what is in need of being made up. So I'm going to then show a report view. When you go into Central Reach and you go into the calendar, select View as Grid so that you can bring up the grid. Remove yourself as principal if it defaults to that. Now, we use labels for this filtering, and what this is we go to the office location, we select a contact label. In this case, we selected East Madison. Maybe you want to look at a particular client for a particular period of time. In this example, I selected last month, or the last 30 days, I should say. I selected the last 30 days to see, is that client having a lot of cancellations? You can also select the last 8 weeks if you want to see if the family has had 4 occurrences within 8 weeks. It's another option. And then click on the option to show the canceled appointments. You'll see it up there next to the calendar view option. So I applied labels for a particular client of interest in a clinic by typing in the search bar. And we can see there that this client has had some cancellations during that past time frame. You may need to grab the scroll bar at the bottom to see the cancel reasons and the update notes for the reason to cancel. My particular computer view doesn't go that wide. Maybe yours doesn't either, but they are there. You just grab the scroll bar at the bottom and you can see them. Now, here is our enhancement. Starting in July of 2019, we have been applying labels. So if you want to see which of these appointments have been flagged to be made up starting in July, these are flagged as makeups. We type makeup and then we select event label makeup unfilled. That means these are what this client has canceled. In this case, it is a client cancellation. You can see that just basically underneath the search bar. There it is. You can see that this client has had a lot of cancels, and client care coordinator should be working with the family to try to find another opportunity for client to be served when client has the ability to be served if the health issue has taken its course. In this particular case, it's identified in the update note as a health issue. And again, collaborating with seniors as needed if families are reluctant to go to that place of making rescheduled appointments. Going to show now how you can look at the rescheduled. Again, this is another tool that we have just started using July 2019, the rescheduled event label, showing an example of appointments that have been had or scheduled, I should say, this month. So to get to this view, you pick what you want for the date range. Maybe you want to look at who all rescheduled in the prior month, if it's past July, we've implemented in July. Or maybe you're wondering, okay, I'm seeing a certain client or a certain provider has had a lot of cancels. If a certain provider has had a lot of cancels, is that provider making up these, identifying opportunities to reschedule these appointments and giving it to the CCC? Really important that our BTs start telling us when you are giving us an appointment that you've rescheduled because you canceled. We need to know you rescheduled this appointment. So we will put it in central reach with the rescheduled labels so the seniors and the clinic directors know that this is happening, and the BT gets credit for that good work of using the initiative of how we're doing it these days. So this is just another view of putting in a particular client and saying, you know, of these rescheduleds, when are they happening or when have they happened? Just so you can know as the person managing that person's care. You can also put a BT contact in there and see what the BT has scheduled. I hope you found this helpful to look at the various views that there are in Central Reach in the scheduling module to help identify how to help your clinic, your client, your BTs survive and thrive and boost our therapy utilization so that we can change lives. Thank you.